Hello there, I'm John and welcome to another art tutorial from Shopkeep Arty, providing short art classes and longer workshops online, helping to inspire, teach and entertain while painting along with leading artists and teachers from around the world. Today we're going to be painting a colourful harbour with a young up and coming professional artist that we scouted out in Hungary. Laszlo Zsoka studied at the University of Fine Arts in Budapest and graduated about a year ago. He's held successful solo exhibitions and taken part in a number of international exhibitions as well. He's also sponsored by one of Hungary's largest art suppliers. As you'll probably know by now, these short 1 hour classes are a prelude to the artist's longer 2 to 3 hour paid for workshop webinar in a few weeks time, and gives you a good taster of some of the things that Laszlo will be teaching in greater depth at the full event. Although you can just watch this show, we recommend speed painting along as it's the best way to learn. It can feel fast and furious, but it's guaranteed fun. Then between now and the longer workshop, you can reflect on what techniques you want to expand upon in the workshop, as we have loads of time to go on tangents and focus on specific learnings while creating a lovely artwork step by step. So without further ado, let's zoom to Laszlo now. As we journey to Hungary, the link to view recommended materials and reference pictures for this class can be found in the description below or on our website shopkeeparty.com. You simply visit our video library. I think as we approach the building, I can see Laszlo leaning out of his studio window. He's giving us a wave. Let's zoom to him now. Hello, Laszlo.
Hi, John. Hi, everyone. Warm welcome to everyone.
Yes, hello. It's lovely to be back with you. In fact, I think this is our 5th show together. So, you said to me a bit earlier, the sun is out in Hungary as well. So it sounds like we've all got great weather, which is lovely. How have you been over the last few months?
It was okay, painting a lot and had lots of workshops. So weather is going to be better and better, waiting for the summer. So everything's fine.
Yes, good. Now, I've got a slightly political question to ask you, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but obviously Hungary's been in the press recently with the re-election of Viktor Orban and a certain reluctance to get involved with the Ukrainian crisis. What's the general feeling about the conflict? Are the people of Hungary kept well informed about what's going on over there?
It's a hard question. I think I'm with the Ukraine. So
it's a difficult one
Orban
because
Victor is not my favorite.
It is a difficult situation. I know when you've got when your government has certain leanings towards things and they're trying to play the political tightrope. But do you have demonstrations there, or are there sort of demonstrations in the public places? Or
yes, we had lots of demonstrations, but I don't know what the future brings. So, but I hope it will be peace and
and a better, a good ending. Yeah. No, I know. Well, I can't wait to transport ourselves away from this depressing subject and paint a shoreline harbour. let's just forget about that for a moment. But before we do, a quick 30-second word on how today's live event is going to work. So first of all, as always, we'll walk through the preparation, and this will include talking about the process, which might include the sketch, some theory, and applying the first layers of paint. Then, while that dries, we'll take the opportunity to see some examples of Laszlo's previous works of art for inspiration and discuss the upcoming 2 to 3 hour workshop webinar early next month. And then finally, we'll complete the tutorial, after which, whether you're watching live or watching the recording, you can share what you've done on our Facebook or Instagram page for comments and feedback. Something I highly recommend because it's always good to see what other people have done. It's a great thing. So with introductions done, let's get back to Laszlo now, and we'll start putting paint to paper. So Laszlo, why did you choose this lovely harbour scene?
I love harbors and ships. So, and I can show you the longer workshop piece.
Yes.
When I was a child, I really loved the historical ships, pirate ships, and I did a lot of drawings and paintings. So it's a nice topic for me.
Yes. Yes. No, it looks really lovely, and so in as a sort of warm-up session for this shorter class, you've chosen this harbour scene, which is now, is this a harbour near you, or is it somewhere that you've been on holiday, or?
No, just found the photo on the internet, so
Okay.
download it and
Yes, yes, yes. And it's at sunset, I understand. Is that the sort of
yeah,
the
yeah,
light that
yeah,
we're
yeah.
trying to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a landscape style, and this one is maybe some kind of illustration. Uh, uh,
Yes. Yeah. Well,
so
we'll talk about the workshop in the middle stage, so we won't
yeah,
give too
yeah.
much away on that right now. Okay, so over to you. You've obviously got your sheet of paper there. How do you want to start?
Okay, let's start. Let's start with a quick drawing. So I'm using a Watercolor 5B pencil on Hahnemuller Mood Made the Collection watercolor paper, 300 grams, 100%. What's this word?
300 GSM
Yeah, 100%
cotton.
cotton. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Forget the word.
No problem. Just let me, if you want any help on actually the teaching the techniques, I'll just fill in all the blanks. Don't worry. That's what I'm here for. And why do you tend to use cotton paper? Why do you use that?
I think this is the best quality for a perfect watercolor painting.
Yeah.
Okay, I tilt my board a bit
Okay.
like this. It's easier to draw, then easier to flow the water on the paper soon. So this photo is easy to draw. Let's start with this. Let's just put some lines and find our ships. Where are they? Exactly like this. Nothing special. Then just try to find your main buildings here. Simple roofs, simple lines. Don't be serious. And I'm not the Joker. Why so serious? You know,
Yeah, in the film.
yeah, yeah.
Why so serious?
Why? Yeah. Have you seen the new Batman movie?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
I just feel it's been remade so many times.
Yeah.
But if it's good, it's good.
Okay, then just put the ships on the paper. Find the windows. Most important thing is to not draw as a child, you know, like this one line connecting, you know, just make gestures, quick lines. Play a game on the paper. Okay, we have two ships on the photo. and some reflections.
Diana's asked, what sort of coloured pencil are you using? You did explain it at the start, didn't you? Is it water soluble?
No. It's just a simple pencil.
Just a normal pencil. Okay.
Yeah, Watercolor fine art graphite.
Oh, it's a 5B. That's why it's so soft.
Yeah.
Very soft.
So we have 3 characters: the building, this wall, and the 2 ships. Okay, just waiting for your drawings to be done. Take your time.
Now Gary thinks that the photo or this harbour is from Rockport, Massachusetts. So iconic, it's called motif number 1.
Sounds good.
There you go.
And if you see the photo, there is a red boat on it. So I left it because I think that would be too much for the painting. We don't need that red boat. I think we have 2 ships, characteristic ships. We have a characteristic building.
That's a hard word, actually. Yeah. Characteristic. Yes, I know.
Characteristic. Yeah, thank you. Building. So we don't need that red ship or boat in here.
Yeah. So I hope most of you have all finished sketching that out. If not, you just need to loosen yourself up. Give your arms a bit of a shake. Loosen yourself up and just go for it. It doesn't have to be precise and accurate. Just nice, loose sketch. Diana says, oh my gosh, we're travelling to Rockport next week for 16 days in New England. What a coincidence. Diana, you'll have to search out this iconic view. And maybe take a photo and share it on our Facebook page. There you go. That'd be a good one.
Maybe you should paint it in plein air.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Take a photo of you painting this scene in plein air. That'd be fantastic. That's your homework. There we go. Right. So I think everybody will have sketched it. So what next, Laszlo?
Okay, let's start the painting. Okay. In watercolor painting, you need to make a good plan for the steps. My plan is to start the painting with a soft and pale cerulean blue and yellow ochre to create the sunset feeling of the painting, and maybe put some little dirt in here on the sky. Then continue with this pale and soft attitude on the water, and try to catch the colors of the water. Okay, let's see the photo for a moment. Yeah, if you can see the photo, it's like the water is like the sky. So let's try to make it with the same colors. Maybe you can use water spray to creates soft
Yes, that's
watery
good. That's a
feeling.
good idea.
Too
Carl
much.
said that he was in Rockport last fall. The fishing shack is the most painted photographed image in North America. There we go. We're getting lots of
Yeah,
great
sounds good.
statistics today. Christina, who is in Sweden, has also said that they've had a marvellous Easter with arts around the countryside. Thousands of people open up their homes showing arts every year around Easter time, which sounds amazing. I
Yeah,
didn't know that, Christina. I'll have to come over at Easter time. That'd be fantastic.
it's from she's from Sweden.
Yes, from
Yeah,
Sweden. Yeah.
yeah, my favorite country.
Ah, there we go. There we go. Now, Cherry asked, lovely to see you again, Laszlo. It was really useful to start with a quick rundown of paper information at the start for those of us who are a little disorganized. Do you ever use charcoal pencils with your watercolors?
Charcoal pencils? No, no, it's too
Okay.
dirty, I think. But I really love charcoal. Uh, I really love charcoal. So, and I recommend to draw with charcoal because it's like watercolor in monochrome. So,
Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. Yes.
okay,
Yeah. Right.
maybe I said cerulean blue, but I think we should start with cobalt blue. It's
Okay.
darker, so it's better for sunset. Just do some brush strokes, nothing special. Playing on the paper. And let's paint some yellow ochre in it. Put more yellow ochre in here. Where the sky is connecting to the wall. And the most important thing is to leave the ships white. They are our main characters. They are our focal point. So you have to leave them white, as you can see. Okay. Let's move on with the yellow ochre. Very soft and pale. Then move on with cobalt blue thing. Lots of water, less pigment. On the bottom, more pigment like this. We must feel the perspective of the water. Less pigment, more pigment. Then you can add some extra lines with your cobalt blue brush, like this. Wet and wet technique. Don't be afraid. Yeah. Finished with the first layer. I am waiting for you.
Brilliant. So we're going to wait for that to dry then now. And just one question before we pause for the break. So the lines that you've done at the front there, which look amazing, as you're bringing the brush down, you're varying the pressure, I can see, because it widens and then narrows. So you're just dabbing it down while you're brushing across. Is that right?
Yeah. For big surfaces, you can use your side of your brush.
Yeah.
That's how a good watercolor brush looks like. You can use large surfaces. You can paint large surfaces with the side of the brush.
Yes.
But you can add some fine lines with the point of your brush.
Yeah. So it's just a nice loose motion. Don't think about it too much because otherwise you'll lose that effect, I would imagine. Right, brilliant. So now we're going to stop for a second, have a little pause while we let that first layer dry, and we're going to use this moment for one of my favourite bits, which is to ask Laszlo to share with us some previous works of art for a little bit of inspiration, and then we'll go into just talking a bit about the workshop and how you can book that if you don't know already, and then we'll go into the second half where we'll finish off and add more detail, things like that. So Laszlo, what art examples have you got for us?
I'm always thinking about future workshops.
Oh, right, okay.
Let's see.
That's a little bit presumptuous of you. No, it's okay. Right, okay. Oh, yes, lovely.
It's a French village. It's from a French village. So I think that would be a great topic for a workshop.
Yeah, that looks great. It's
Sunny
very lively.
buildings.
There's a lot of stuff going on in that scene.
Yeah. Deep shadows, sunny buildings, trees, onions, if I say the word correctly.
Yeah, they're not onions.
Onions.
They're awnings.
Awnings. Oh my god.
Awnings.
Awnings. Yeah.
Yeah. You you eat onions.
Yeah.
You sit under awnings.
Awnings. Yeah. Okay.
Or you could say that onions make you cry, awnings keep you dry. There you go. That's quite a good one. Oh, lovely. Right. So figures and that's great.
And it could be how to put your figures on the painting. Okay. Some kind of Mediterranean. It's hard to. Maybe it's better to.
No, we get the idea. Oh, hang on. Right, yeah, you're holding it up there. Let's do that.
Maybe it's.
Yes, lovely.
And
your art style, Laszlo, is very. You suggest the shapes and the way that you use light and shade. You suggest the shapes, but you never get into the detail. You're almost tricking the eye into thinking, I know exactly what that is. And your brain makes up the rest, doesn't it? It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's what we do since Renaissance.
Yes. Oh, wow, that is a big piece.
Yeah. Hope you love it.
Yes. Whereabouts is that?
Yeah, it's from Budapest.
Ah, okay. Yeah, lovely. When did you do that painting?
Year ago, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, really nice.
Thanks. I think that's all.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. And in the chat, let me know if there's any, which painting really stood out to you and why. What did you like about them? Karen said, love Laszlo's impressionistic style. Cherry said, a figures workshop would be great. So that could be a good one for a future workshop, possibly. If you're watching this on YouTube and you love what we're doing today, we both really appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. YouTube then recommends this show to more people, which helps us with our mission, which is to inspire them, anybody, young and old, to give art a try. So thank you in advance. Now, let's go back to Laszlo. And he did start talking about it at the start, which he shouldn't have. But we'll go back to Laszlo and we'll talk about what we're going to be doing in the upcoming workshop, which is at the beginning of May. I think Tuesday, 3rd of May, 3:30 in the afternoon UK time. So it's quite good if you're over in the US. It's early morning in the US, and not bad if midday, late afternoon if you're in Europe or whatever. So Laszlo, your ship that you brought out at the start, now, the thing that I thought was quite interesting about this as a workshop is that it's quite a different subject to that which we normally cover. We're doing landscapes, floral, things like that. And this obviously includes some techniques that of detail, I guess, some sort of specific elements, which I guess actually could be translated to painting other things that are detail orientated, such as, I don't know, suspension bridges, aeroplanes, those sort of things. Is it quite a complicated work? Will it be quite a complicated workshop, this, or will it be fairly straightforward in the way that you take us through it?
I think it's not complicated. This workshop feels slower than my other ones, so it's an illustration, but the main idea was that to how to create a painting from an illustratic subject. So how to use watercolor loosely when you are doing an illustration, how to create light on a subject.
Okay. No, that sounds really interesting. And obviously in our workshops, we do go off on tangents deliberately. We cover so many different things because we have the time. And so it's more relaxed, because although we're doing a painting that would take slightly longer time, obviously, so that you end up with something that you're really proud of. Also, we go off on tangents based on things that you've maybe been thinking about since this short class, and you can say, oh, actually, what would be really great is to cover this, and we can get the artist, in Laszlo in this case, to kind of expand on those sort of things. So it really is a good experience. Now, spaces are limited for the event, and to book you can either click the YouTube pop-out link, which hopefully should appear just here, or you can visit our website, shopkeeparty.com. I'll also share my screen now and show you how to book. So you visit shopkeeparty.com, and then at the top in the menu you can click on the live events section, and if you scroll down you'll then see Laszlo's workshop there, and on the workshop page it goes into all the details. It shows you the different reference pictures and photos that you'll get sent the day before the event. At the bottom you can see what materials you want, which are fairly, there's nothing too complicated that you need there. And if you want to top up on anything, we've got a 10% off link with Jackson's art that ships globally. You can click on Laszlo's shop, visit his shop, and you've got two options. You can either book a ticket for the live webinar, which is just here, or just the video if you can't make the date. And if you're booking the live webinar, you can order the webinar plus the video at a discounted rate. Go to checkout. It is in pounds, but if you're in dollars or euros, after checkout your card issuer will transfer it into the currency that you're currently in. This is our video library, so if you do order the video, or you decide to order the video at a future date, you can come and search for Laszlo in our drop down list of artists, and his show once we've done it will be on here. You can have a look at the class info. You can have a look at what people have submitted on their art and everything through that. And you click the blue watch button and you can watch it at any time in the future. So it's a really good resource that you can come back to and do it when you fancy doing a boat. Right, well, I hope that's helped. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you are one of our patrons, you automatically qualify for a 15% discount off all our workshop webinars. So simply visit our live events page, which I did in that example, and you can click the Patron discount link, which is at the top of the page. Right, let's hand over to Laszlo again and we'll start adding a little bit of detail. Back with you, Laszlo.
Okay, let's move on. So just some using the water spray, just a bit. And I'm mixing the roof color with the touch of turquoise and the touch of yellow ochre. So
now Andrew said that of the paintings that you showed, he loved the first one, the light and dark of the village town and the architecture. That was lovely. Gary agreed that with Cherry that the figures were a great exercise class. That would be nice. Diana said, just love them all, can't pick one. It's the strong contrasts that draw me in for sure. Andrea also loves them all, but I need to work on my figures, please. Okay, Andrew. So that sounds like a good topic for a future thing. And Mary Jane said figures would be a great workshop. So there we go. Not facts and figures, just people figures. Brilliant. Thank you for that feedback.
Thank you. I see all of you love the figures thing for a workshop.
Yeah, no, I think, and Lenny likes the figures workshop as well, so that could be a really good one. We could do them in different poses or different, because it's always good adding a figure to a painting as well, but sometimes when they're in different poses or doing different activities, it can be a different way of sketching and painting them with the shadows. So that could be an interesting one for you to think about, Laszlo.
That's right. Okay, very pale and soft roofs. These are on the background, this is the background, middle ground and foreground. So this background must be soft. It's too strong, doesn't matter. Yeah, and I mixed the color of the building from alizarin crimson or permanent red, a touch of ultramarine blue, and a touch of burnt sienna. So it's done. Let's move on the walls. Cobalt blue, burnt sienna, alizarin crimson, or red. So we need a deep color. And of course, leave the ships on white, like this. Use simple brush strokes. Don't draw with the brush. The brush is not a pencil. Take your brush on the end of the brush, not here, it's not a pencil. Take it here. If you are out of color, then mix it again. This part must be really strong, so...
Hazel's asked what brush you're using, Laszlo.
It's Raphael Soft Aqua Wetted Grease Imitation Squirrel cruelty-free brushes. Okay. Then water reflections, or maybe no, paint the ships first of all. Just make a strong cadmium red line in here. Wash your brush out. Then use water. Then wash your previous color up. You know, this shadow color. Put it on the ship. I think it's too strong, so I'm using some paper towel. Then just put some shadows in here with your dirty brush.
So, Laszlo, Hazel's very determined to find out exactly what this brush is. So you said it's a squirrel synthetic, so cruelty-free. It's a Raffaella brush make. What size is it? What's the?
I have different sizes. It's
okay.
an 8 for the bigger paintings.
Yeah.
Smaller.
And the one that you're using now, what size is that? Does it have a number? Is it?
Yes, but it's a different brush. It's I don't know. Yeah, it's a Rosa brand. It's from Ukraine, I think. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you might not be able to get that at the moment, Hazel.
Yeah. But it's the same as the Raphael synthetic brushes.
Okay. Thank you.
Dirty water, ships like this. Then we can paint the reflections. I'm using cobalt blue, a touch of sap green, but any green would be okay. We have the 10 minutes, right?
Yes, yeah. Could even stretch it to 15.
Okay. These reflections must be strong. And let the water live under the reflections. So leave some highlights in here. Under the ship, just dirty water. And then put your ship color a bit in it, like this. Clean water, then tilt your board, as you can see.
Yeah, that's a nice effect.
Yeah, dirty water again. Cobalt blue ship. Don't be afraid of colors. Maybe you know the painting from Barnett Newman, Who's Afraid of Red and Blue. Do you know this painting?
I don't know. But I'm definitely going to look it up after this.
You should. Clean water again. And reflections of the building. The same color, just softer. Something like this. And last part of the painting is to make this reflection color more stronger. Green, cobalt blue, a touch of burnt sienna makes some stronger reflections in the watery part. Some dry brush strokes in here.
I've pasted a link in the chat about that Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow and Blue by Barnett Newman. It's in the chat if anybody wants to have a look at it.
Some you can add some reflections with your paper towel. As you can see, just I love this effect. Or you can use your nails to create some white reflection lines on the
Yeah, that
water.
works really nicely, doesn't it?
Okay. Last part is Chinese white from the tube. And just create some. What's this in English? Sorry.
Gouache?
Not the medium, the ships, you know, these lines
Mast.
on the ship.
Mast.
Mast, yeah.
Or mast, depending on from what class you're from.
Yeah. Maybe you can add some. You can add the name for the ship on the side. Characteristic elements. Yeah. You can add some white in here.
And you've hinted at the shadow in the windows in the building, but not very much. And you've not really done much shadow in the top of the boat very much. Again, is that just being left as you can see the sketch? It's that interpretation of it. You're just leaving it like that. Is that right?
Yeah, but I will add some extra shadows on the
Okay.
ships. Yeah. So mix your strongest color, not black, you know, never use black. Just when you are painting monochrome. Then add some windows. You can add some extra lines. Because this is our focal point, so we must use the strongest colors and the brightest colors in here. Yeah, some extra stuff like birds, you know, atmosphere. Some extra colors. And just one more thing, smaller brush. Your strongest color. Make a line, paint a strong line, then wash it up a little bit. Like this.
Just where it connects to the water.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think we are ready.
That's brilliant. No,
Maybe
that's really lovely, Laszlo. It looks
maybe some extra stuff, extra characters on the house, but
There's always a bit of tinkering needed on these things, always a little bit more. No, that looks really great.
Some warm lines in here with burnt sienna, you know, people on the harbor. Just don't be too complicated.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for
Done.
sharing. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, how did you get on? I would love to find out. And as we near the end of this show, if you've got any words of thanks that you'd like me to pass on to Laszlo, now's the chance to write those down for me in the Q&A, and I'll put those forward to him in a few moments. Also, Laszlo and I'd love to see what you've created from this class, and the post relating to this show is already on Facebook. So search for Shopkeep Arty on Facebook. You'll see the particular post because it's got the picture of these boats in the harbour, and add a comment and attach and upload a photo of your work, and have a look what other people have done as well, and give them a little like and make a comment. It's a nice community thing that we've got going. Now, if a slight change of subject, if you happen to attend our first plein air workshop with David R. Smith yesterday, live from London, you'll know that although it was an amazing workshop, I unfortunately had a bunch of stuff stolen from right beside me, including a quite expensive laptop and mobile phone worth in total over £4,000. They're important pieces of equipment. There was other things in the bag as well, and they enable me to continue experimenting with these live shows. And I've set up a GoFundMe page to try and recoup some of the losses from that, and I'll put a link to it in the live chat and description now, and explains the situation. So I'd be very grateful if you wouldn't mind just taking a look, and if you can spare anything to sort of cushion that loss, I'd really appreciate it. Just got a bit annoyed about that yesterday anyway, but tried to bat it off. So, and by the way, thank you to those of you who have already made a donation. Really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Right. Now, let's go back to Laszlo, and I'll read out some of the comments to you. Jacqueline said, thank you, Laszlo. Great tutorial and love your work. Andrea said, thank you, Laszlo. I enjoyed the demo very much, and I'm looking forward to the big ship workshop. Karen said, oh, wow, super fast and fantastic painting as always, Laszlo. Just can't keep up. Andrew said, thank you. Excellent. Still painting. Cherry, thanks again, Laszlo. See you in your next workshop. Gary said, love his loose realism. Thanks again for SKA. Thank you, Gary. Anne, brilliant. Thanks, Anne from Essex. Mary Jane, beautiful. Thank you. Judy, absolutely great. I truly enjoyed the tutorial and looking forward to the full-length class. Thank you so much. Andrea said, super. Thank you, Laszlo. Trina said, oh, geez, John, I'm sorry to hear about the theft. What a horrible thing. Yes, thank you, Trina. It was... what was so weird about it is we were sort of all there, and Karen was there, I was there, David had arrived, and none of us saw anything, and it was literally 1-2 meters away from us, something like that. It was really close, next to a chair that I'd brought, and it just disappeared. It was really quite bizarre. Now, Lenny said, love Laszlo's style. Thank you so much. Trina again, thank you so much, Laszlo, for today's class. Ellen, where is the GoFundMe page? Oh, Ellen, sorry, thank you. I did say I put that in the... See, I'd say I'll put it on the thing. Let me just do that now. Copy and... It's just there in the live chat. So if you have a look in the live chat, you'll see the link there. Lather said, bold brush strokes. Andrea said, good luck with the funding. Thank you, Andrea. Ellen, thank you. You make it look so easy. Diana said, Laszlo, This was a fantastic sharing of your loose style, and I'm more excited to paint boats when I go to Rockport and Mystic Seaport. I paint horses, says Diana. So there you go. We're moving you from horses to boats, Diana. So that's great. Christina said, thank you. Wonderful technique with the pencil and loose painting. So it sounded like we had a lovely time. Thank you so much, Laszlo, for sharing that with us. If you're on YouTube, by the way, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, be sure to click the notifications bell when you subscribe, because it then notifies you when we launch a video with a new artist. There's a little thing next to the subscribe button where a little drop down, and there's different bell icons, and you click the one that's the full bell. Still trying to work that out. Anyway, and if you obviously want to join Laszlo and myself for this intriguing maritime workshop, don't forget to book your place or order the video on Laszlo's shop, and you can access that via our website. So thanks again for joining us, and until next time, it's obviously goodbye from me, but obviously thank you so much for sharing today on a beautiful sunny day, this lovely harbour scene. So thank you so much, Laszlo.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Shopkeeper, and thank you all.
Thank you. And you get a big round of applause. Thank you. And I'll finish on the painting. Thanks, everyone.